we go. We've got another comic when I was on my, comic cover buying spree of, I just like the cover, so I'm just gonna get it, regardless of, if people actually want to, watch a video about Aquaman number 13. Who cares? Obviously, I don't, but, look at this. I'm into it. This is all it takes to get to the Aquaman. I mean, all you gotta do is get a couple scuba tanks, get a couple poons, and go take care of this man. You're like, Lindsey, poons? What? Yeah, harpoons. That's how frequently I'm talking about harpoons, is I just gotta shorten them to poons, otherwise I'll get fucking nothing done. It's that easy, and you're like, Lindsey, he can withstand all the ocean's pressures. No, just get enough guys with poons, and you can just take care of him. I mean, where's he gonna fucking go? Got nowhere to go. I mean, he can keep going down, but these are some state-of-the-art poon technology we got going here. They got range. You can just get them. I mean, can an Aquaman survive getting pooned 13 times? I don't know. I'm willing to find out. Unfortunately, this cover is a lie. Damn it! I feel like this always happens to me. So, you know what? Let's just get into this complete side note sidebar. I've been taking too many side notes. I need to start sitting at the sidebar. This comic is actually pretty good. I'm always pretty amazed when Aquaman has, an interesting story where I'm just like, what the fuck? What's going on? Is this a joke? Is this a one-off thing where I just specifically got a good issue as some sort of really terrible promotional deal? Because it's I don't even have 200 subs. Hint, get me to 200, bitches. Okay, so let's just... I'm into the cover. This is the current run. I think it's up to issue 40, which means it'll probably end in 10 more issues, because that seems to be the thing. We see Aquaman here. He's got the entire Justice League and the Green Lanterns. They're not in the Justice League, right? They're just we don't have a Howl, so two of you guys equal half of a Howl, so we'll see. But apparently the world is at war. What the fuck? I would not have ever have guessed that we would allow that as a society. Well, we did too. Let's just not do it again, because it's... Picking teams is going to be fucking awful. What do we just show up at the UN and the United States is like Britain? And then the other big... Because if it's a world war, the US, we're top dog. We probably instigated the damn thing. And then... What we got? Just some Middle Eastern country is Canada. And we're like, fuck! They're right next door! Why didn't we pick them first? Shit! Playground rules. That's how I picture it. Is that not how? I don't know a lot about history. I feel like it's just you, until, I know that there are 194 countries. 195 if you count Taiwan. But we ain't counting Taiwan because we picked China to be on our team. That was a good get. So we see that the world is at war, but apparently Atlantis is not at war with the surface world. But someone's making it look that way. Holy shit, we got intrigue. We got betrayal. All underwater. We got bubbles. Typically don't see that. But I'm just what's the end game here of having a war with Atlantis? I mean, it's a finite area. We could literally just drop stuff from the surface and destroy them. We have the technology. I mean, we would radiate the oceans, but, we don't give a shit about the oceans. This shit's been established. We don't give a fuck. We'll drop nukes into them just to see if it looks cool. So, I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going down. So, goddamn, the gang's all here. Wonder Woman says there are lives at stake. Thousands of people. Which, Wonder Woman, how many people do you think exist in the world? We're talking about a world war, and this bitch is talking about thousands. Arkansas has 3 million people. That's actually real. You would never have thought that. Ever. Still don't believe it, even though I've confirmed it multiple times. But ladies, somebody, just come on, there are more people than that. But he's talking about how Atlantis has been assaulted by a third party. Superman, you sticking to this theory? An anonymous third faction that's instigating the war and framing Atlantis? Yeah, because nobody would expect it. Also would like to mention, while wearing capes underwater, looks cool as fuck. I mean, it's flowing. Any sort of movement you do with your shoulders, it's going to be it's going to undulate like a fucking nudie branch. Yeah, I know ocean shit. Also, Batman anytime he jumps, just But I gotta say, when you reach the surface, that shit's gonna be heavy as fuck. So, you know what? It's just nice to see that the Justice League, they went with style over, you know, surface functionality. So we see, who's attacking these people? Nemo, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea reference. Bet you thought I'd miss that. Because I'm an idiot, but no. I know about it. The Nautical Enforcement of Macrocosmic Order. Ooh, you got enforcement in there? That's sketchy as fuck, because it's not good when people are enforcing things. Ever. And especially when they're proud about it. Macrocosmic? Fuck. I can deal with microcosmic. I can deal with that. It's small. I can just walk away from that shit. Macrocosmic? Damn it. I gotta deal with it. And we see Flash, Barry Allen, I assume. Uh-oh, an acronym. They must be the bad guys. And he's like, fuck, it's tense in here. Yeah, they are tense. But Superman's like, they'd have to be immensely powerful, have a lot of resources. He's like, yeah, they're an invisible world power. Isn't that convenient? Okay, so this is obviously a story about Arthur Curry's battle with, you know, mental illness. He's talking about invisible powers and shit. So he's like, look, I've got the evidence. But, you know, I need someone to go to the White House, and they're like, you can't go because you're literally the leader of an enemy state right now. And you're like, I wasn't thinking about me. Fucking Superman playing a little, like, demure. Show me the evidence. That's what they need you for. You're not cool at all. You're just, for some reason, you're a conduit to the White House, which I'm going to get back to that in a minute. But we got to see what this Nemo group looks like. Ooh, they get a big black sub. Release the drones. Now this reminds me of a channel called Ralph the Movie Maker. He did this episode about this really terrible reality show called Mystery Diners. And it's just such a fake reality show where you take like a shitty business and they spy on it to improve it. And they always find like conniving employees or whatever the fuck. And then there's one episode where he goes, release the drones. And they release these drones to spy on people, but drones are like noisy as fuck. Ralph the Movie Maker is fucking hilarious. But I do want to point out, I'm not really into drones. I don't really give a fuck about it. I don't care about laws about drones. I just, sometimes it allows people to get cool shots in YouTube videos. So I don't give a fuck really. Either way, but I do want to say if I had a drone, I'd have to go with the Manta Ray drones. Would just have to fucking do it. So we see these people that got all the nautical, like, seafaring gear, and we see that we've got an Atlantean ship, and of course, they attack the ship because you can't make empty threats when you got a fucking submarine leagues under the sea. I don't know how many leagues, but it's a lot of leagues. And we cut to Mara, she's over here, she's talking to this lady. Apparently, there's been some sort of prophecy, and Mara is, she's gonna fuck it up somehow. She's you were the foretold fatal queen. I don't want to be a fatal queen. And I feel like, yeah, that's the exact, you know, I don't really want to be a queen of anything. It's too much. I don't like bureaucracy. But then the fatal? Well, that'd probably be easier if you're a fatal queen. I mean, you don't have to worry about, you know, resources for your people, education. You're just going to kill them. And you just choose how you want to kill them. I mean, starve them out or just get it quick and easy. We of the widowhood. Okay, what the fuck is a widowhood? This is what I imagine. It's got to be like your husband dies, you have a bunch of old ladies, or, you know, any woman could be a widow. If you're a woman watching this, you're not. But if you are and you dream of being a widow, hey, all you got to do is get married. Then you've really increased your chances of being widowed by like 1,000-fold, because you can't do it without being married. Unless you count common law marriage. Which, is that even a thing in other places? I know it exists. I think in other places they call it domestic partnership, and you actually have to do stuff. In Arkansas, you just have to live together for 7 years, which is just like wacky. But, okay, so a bunch of older or younger women come to your house. They're wearing all black. They have like that little like funeral veil. I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but you know what I'm talking about. It just cuts off at the nose because you still need to breathe. I mean, you're not the one that's dead. The husband's dead. And they're like, You need to be wearing a lot of mascara that isn't waterproof. You need those black tears to shine. Let people know that you don't have a man. You gotta wear that like hat that's connected to the veil that looks like a pillbox, I guess. And then you gotta wear musk. A lot of musk. I don't know. I think it might not even be a widow thing. It's just like an old lady thing. Because I know once I reach a certain age, some old lady's going to come to my door. She's like, you got to cut your hair short and you got to wear musk at all times. I'm sorry, this is the way it's always been done. And I hate it. So I don't know what a widowhood actually does. Do they actually go and murder other women's husbands? Because then that could be something. But this lady, she's basically like, look, please just fucking leave. Do not do anything. You'll probably fuck it up anyway. Just you're going to trigger cataclysmic events. You're going to destroy your entire people. And Meryl, what are you without Atlantis? You're just a bitch with red hair. I mean, you'll probably succeed because you got the right shade of red hair. And you're a beautiful lady. So you'll probably be fine. But just think about the weird, like, fish people that live in the Atlantis ghettos. Ugh. And then we come back to here where they've looked over the evidence and Batman's like, it's compelling. And then I gotta go back. Why is Superman's word better than Batman's? Like, if I asked you, or someone asked me, who would you rather sit in the White House, Superman or Batman? I'm gonna fold a little bit and say Superman because he's like this all-American Kansas corn-eating. I feel like in the Fortress of Solitude he has like a belt and it's just full of husks of corn. And then one issue he's gonna forget to take it off. But he's just constantly shoveling corn into his mouth. And like, he's created like a farm on the Fortress of Solitude or some shit. Just all American but an alien. But like, he isn't intelligent. He doesn't have that going for him. Batman, is it just because Batman is a vigilante but Superman isn't? I mean, aren't they? If I'm talking about some real like investigative reporting shit, who would I rather send? Obviously Batman. But I gotta send Superman just because he's wearing black or whatever. I don't know. It's just like a weird thing to fucking think about. So then Atlantis, basically why is Superman's word better than Batman's? Because it doesn't make sense, but it does. So Atlantis starts getting attacked by the Nemo organization, and he's telling him, oh, no, my bad. He basically tells the Justice League, like, hey, I fucking need you to not attack, because if the Justice League is seen attacking what looks to be U.S. subs, that's going to be quite the clusterfuck. And I believe that is the technical term here. So they go to the White House, and the president's like, look, this is biased information. They brought some Atlanteans with them, which I probably wouldn't have done it. Probably would not have done that. Aquaman, he breaks into one of the subs. He sees the people. They're like, hey, this is not a U.S. warship. Yeah, it's a Russian one. And I can't help but think that these guys are like the SeaOrg. You know, if you know anything about Scientology, they're not even like sea-based, but they started on the sea, where they have like all these fake-ass Navy uniforms, and then you know, they just fuck a lot of kids. Now, I don't think Scientology has the stereotype of fucking kids, but just like, they just had it's like L. Ron Hubbard was on a boat, so he couldn't get arrested in international waters. So I feel like these guys are kind of like the SeaOrg, except they've gone, it's like the Super SeaOrg, where they already had the outfits, but now they've got the subs, and they're like, hey, fuck these people. This whole thing is a thing about Scientology. I'm just saying, if you've ever seen pictures of the SeaOrg, I don't know how the Navy has not sued these people, because they're straight up wearing their garb, and they have pinned medals and stuff. I just feel like the Navy should seek legal action, and probably, you know, just give Scientology a final blow to just get that shit completely decimated. And look at this. Like, what did you do to earn these medals? You got to level OT9? What the fuck, dude? If you're level OT9 and you're down here in the sub, then you fucked up, because you must have... I'm trying to think of all the Scientology stuff I know. Your wife must have got pregnant and then you didn't make her have an abortion. That's why you're down here. That's legit. That's some legit shit. But, Apparently these guys are working for Black Manta. He hits a switch, and then you're like, holy shit, this dude is puking up blood. That's pretty crazy. How does that switch work? It's not even blood. It's an advertisement for the Justice League comic book now. It's not even blood. It's fucking coral? He somehow turned his blood into coral. He gets Aquaman a little bit too, which, if you have a nostril full of coral, that's going to make breathing a little bit harder. But I'm just saying, Black Manta, quit trying to be a bad guy for a fucking second. Have you seen the Great Barrier Reef? Just throw a couple bodies down there, hit the switch, and you're gonna reverse the bleaching effects. I mean, bleached coral is fucking everywhere, and you just have a button that'll just make new coral. We have way too many people. We need more coral. I'm just saying, you could be a bad guy for like a second. You can just like do this while trying to kill Aquaman, but I'm just saying, you get a lot more people on your side if you try to fucking save the Great Barrier Reef. And then, you know, they get news of all this shit going down. President's like, I don't know. And then, of course, there's a guy with a mustache being like, no, we need to murder everybody. I feel like that happens in movies a lot, where the president's like, God, I don't know if I should do this. And a military guy with a mustache is like, no, you need to murder everything. Now, you gotta do it now, Mr. President. Gotta murder him now. And then we have, like, a team that's gonna be going. Yeah, but, like, this is just way more complicated, intricate, governmental things going on in Atlantis. I never would have suspected. But there were no poons, so take the good, take the bad.